Previously, you saw how we renamed a table using entity framework. So basically, in C Sharp, we have a table called teacher, and in the backend, we have the table called staff too. Now, let's say actually that we want to do the name column. So the name column over here, we're just going to leave it as it is. So in the backend database, so here we've got the staff to table, and if we expand the columns over here, so you can see the column name here is the one we want to change. So let's say the DBA changes the name of this column. If we have a look at the data inside it, so it appears it's just the first name of your staff members. So now what we want to do is we want to change the name column to first name. So if we go in here and rename and change that to first name. So now the database administrator has changed the name to first name rather than just name. So if you were to try and run your program over here, so here the program is trying to run and you will get an error message over here. So here, as you can see, we've got the error message to say invalid column name over here. So the column is called name, and that column doesn't exist in our database because it's been changed to first name. So what we can do is, so this is the same concept. We used this syntax here and this data annotation. So we use this data annotation to change the table name, and it's the same data annotation we can use to change the column name. Instead of table, we're going to call it column. So we will just simply copy this over here, and we will come over here next to the name column, and just above it, we are going to add in column, and we are going to change this to first name. Now, in order for this annotation to work, you need to make sure you are using the correct namespace at the top. So this namespace, you can see it's slightly different. So this one, the first one, and the data annotation. For anything to do with the schema of the database, you need to make sure you include this sub namespace, which is schema. So this is separate to the one over here. Although it comes under the same hierarchy, you still have to declare it separately. If you don't declare it, so if I were to comment this out, so this has been commented out, and now if I scroll down, you can see we get error here, and we get error for the table annotation because it's saying that the namespace doesn't actually contain the table attribute, and same here, it doesn't contain the column attribute. So what we need to do is we need to use this namespace. So we'll comment this out, and now you can see the error has gone away over here and over here. So now that this line has been added, everything should map across correctly. So if I run this program now, we should find that there are no errors occurring, and you can see our program has successfully run, and you can see that the first name column is there, and this maps correctly now to the backend database. So you can see the advantage of using the data annotation over here is your column could be called anything within your code, but within the backend it can have a different name. So that provides you with some flexibility if you have teams that are split across database administrators and front-end application developers.